Okay, ladies, I'm finally here. My husband had the flu. I had the flu. I'm still all congested, but I want to get this going. I'm excited. A little background as to why I want to do this concept of a deconstructed journal. I had friends that were involved in journaling before I even knew what journaling was. They had told me about larger journals similar to this that would be sent around the country, sometimes around the world. They were heavy, they were expensive, and it took a long time to get home. So they got discouraged with these because sometimes they didn't even come home. So that was kind of sad. I started watching YouTube videos when I broke my ankle and my other foot. Needless to say, I couldn't move around. YouTube became my friend. I saw a video of Claudia Rossi's, and she was talking about these journals that fit into just a regular size envelope, letter journals that Peter Thompson had come up with. I got involved over there and really enjoyed doing these kinds of letter journals. They were small, they were compact, they didn't cost very much to mail, and I enjoyed it very much. My friends, though, still weren't crazy about this concept because they're impatient. You know, it takes a while for this to, whether it's international or just here in the States, it takes time. And they were still impatient about getting them back. So we thought, well, what else can we do? Although I still am very involved in these letter journals that PETA developed over at Crazy Out in Family. I'm still involved, still will continue to be involved, but my friends didn't want to be. So that's why we were trying to brainstorm about a different kind of idea. So I thought out of all the different types of traveling journals that I had seen, PETA's concept was the best concept because of how compact it was. And so I thought, well, my friends didn't like the waiting concept. They didn't like the idea of maybe never getting it back. So I thought, well, how about taking a good idea and deconstructing it? And thought, keep the same size, keep the concept, but deconstruct it. In the sense that instead of putting this together and mailing it, you would do it deconstructed. And what we would do is well, depending on how many individuals are involved, but in one group, let's just say there's 5 people involved in the group, you would have to make 5 of these. They would be 8 by 8. You would fold them, and we'd still be able to put them in a standard business size envelope. So it would only cost 49 cents. You would do a full spread in the center. In the back, do a half spread and another half spread. They would be returned to you. And those of us that are into junk journaling could view these as a signature, and we would simply put them together. Well, this sounded appealing to my friends because we would put a certain time element on it, and they would all come relatively quickly. You wouldn't have to be waiting for one person to get it, and then the next person to get it, and so on and so forth. This way, it comes directly from the artist. So you wouldn't have anybody hoarding anything because they can't hoard anything except the one that they were supposed to send to you. So if you have 5 or 10 in the group and only one person doesn't cooperate, well, you still end up with 9 pages. It's still great. You still will have a full journal. Also, when we do the already bound letter journals, to keep the cost down, You have to use thinner paper. You can't embellish it because you don't want to pass on the cost of the journal to the next person. It's not fair to the next people down the line for you to make this heavy and bulky, because then you're imposing that cost onto them. Well, when you're doing it deconstructed, you can make it as thick, as heavy, as much embellishment, as little as you want, because you are the only one that is going to be responsible for paying for this. You are going to send it off to the next person, and you won't be responsible for tacking on more cost to your other members of your group. So it really allows you a flexibility of doing whatever you want on your particular page. Now, I know that a few of you had said, well, I'm not an artist, I don't know how to draw, I would like to do this, but I'm intimidated. Well, on purpose, I did these little mock-up pages to show that there really was no drawing involved in these. These are stamps that I got in Happy Mail, a piece of paper that was stamped. These are little stamps. These are done with Sharpie. This is a jelly print I did. This is something torn out of a magazine. Again, this was an envelope that somebody sent me. I put it on there. This I did with a jelly printing also. This is from a napkin. This is from a napkin. This is from Happy Mail. It's a swap we did with tickets. Some more collaging of some napkins. So you see, you don't have to be quote-unquote, an artist. Art takes many, many different forms. This is just doodling done here. This was done with some spray paints. This is from a magazine. I cut out some stuff. This is from some music, other stuff that was cut out. This is just strips of paper put down. This is some other Happy Mail I received. So all of these can be done by anybody. If you have some crayons, you have a glue stick, you have an old magazine in the house, and a Sharpie, hello, you can do these journals. And so I want this place to be a safe place for everybody, for people to enjoy what they're doing, to not be comparing to one another, to come. Everyone has something to share, and we can all benefit from that. So view it as a place where you can learn if you're new, where you can teach if you're more experienced, and those of us in the middle can absorb either end and come together and really make this enjoyable for everybody. I think the concept will work. I think the fact that it's cost effective, the fact that a lot of the risk is out of you not getting your journals back, I think it'll work. And when you get these back, basically they're like signatures, and most of us have made junk journals. If you haven't with this group, you'll learn how to do it pretty quick, and you'll be able to put these together. And as we continue with the groups, we'll have more and more to put together and create our own journals. We'll be able to share our concept of how we did them. I know in the past, some of my friends had been involved in other journaling pages. They would be large pages that the different artists would share with each other. And then once they got back to their new owners, they ended up in folders because people didn't know exactly how to bind them. So they have these folders with this beautiful art in them and really not knowing what to do with them. This way, you don't have to think about it. You've already got your signature ready to go in, and you've basically got 3 pieces of art: the full spread, the half, and the half. And I think it'll work. I hope you'll join us. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We're all going to learn together, and I think it'll be fun. So come and join us.